How did nails in football boots turn the game into a dangerous sport? How did a footballer celebrate a goal and end up losing a finger? And why can two outstanding footballers, Christian Eriksen and Daley Blind, shine on the international stage, play in England, Germany, and Spain, but never again set foot on the pitch in an Italian league match? Behind each of these questions lie stories that not only shocked the football world, but also changed the rules of the game forever. Friends, in this video, I'm going to tell you about the most unusual and at times tragic events that have forever impacted football's rules and restrictions. You'll learn how the sport has evolved and discover 5 items that were officially banned from football. Why steel studs were banned in football boots. To get it, we need to go way back to the muddy, uneven pitches of early football. Back then, rain turned fields into swamps. Players were slipping all over the place. So what did they do? Took nails, hammered them into their boots, DIY studs. Super dangerous, but it gave them grip. There were no proper boots, just heavy leather work shoes. The first studded boots looked like medieval armor, brutal. In the early 1900s, removable metal studs came in. Sounds like progress, right? But the injuries got worse. These boots were still tanks. And the studs? Solid steel or iron. Players got slashed, scarred, even hit in the face. One case in the 1930s. A player got hit in the temple and died on the pitch. That changed everything. By the 1950s, football finally said enough. Steel studs were banned. Some fans didn't like it, said plastic would never grip the same. But safety came first. That kicked off the race for innovation. Rubber and plastic studs took over. Lighter, safer. Adidas and Puma led the way. Still bulky at first, but players could feel the difference. Modern boots, totally different game. Synthetic uppers, carbon soles, soft studs. Less injury risk, but not zero. Donnarumma took a boot to the face recently. 10 staples. So yeah, still a contact sport. What's next? Some brands are testing adaptive studs. They change shape based on the pitch. Others are working on self-repairing materials. And maybe one day, no studs at all. Just nano-grit soles built into the bottom of the boot. No more deep cuts. No more horror tackles. Just grip, without the blood. Why jewelry is banned in football. December 2022. France versus Poland. 42nd minute. Jules Koundé steps up for a throw-in. But wait, the ref stops him. Why? He's wearing a chain. And somehow, no one noticed it until then. Not teammates, not opponents, not even the ref. But hang on, what's the problem? Buffon wore a necklace. Zidane once played with a ring and a bracelet. Cruyff rocked 2 chains at once. Thing is, back in the day, jewelry was common on the pitch. Players wore it for style, status, even luck. In the 90s and early 2000s, it was everywhere. Earrings, chains, bracelets. But then, things changed. December 2004, Swiss League. Paulo Diogo scores, runs to celebrate, jumps a fence, and disaster. His wedding ring gets caught. Half his finger gets ripped off. He didn't notice at first, until the pain hit. The finger couldn't be saved. And yes, he still got a yellow for over-celebrating. That moment changed everything. By 2006, FIFA introduced a full ban on jewelry. No rings, no chains, nothing. Referees could stop play, even remove items with special tools. Since then, the rule is simple. No jewelry on the pitch, ever. Safety first, because one goal shouldn't cost you a finger. The ban on captain's armbands with metal buckles. In the early days of football, captain's armbands looked very different from what we see today. They often included metal buckles or clasps used to fasten them around the player's arm. While convenient, these were far from safe. During physical clashes on the pitch, these hard metal parts could cause serious injuries. For example, an opponent could suffer deep cuts if the armband scraped against them in a challenge. Over time, the risks of such gear became clear. By the 20th century, England began introducing restrictions on metal components in football equipment and eventually banned them altogether. Interestingly, in the mid-20th century, captain's armbands weren't even mandatory. They were mainly used in English football, which is also why the ban on metal buckles originated in the UK. There isn't even an official date recorded for when wearing captain's armbands became mandatory in professional football. Today, armbands are made from soft and flexible materials, like fabric or elastic, that are easy to wear and safe for both the captain and their opponents. The ban on plaster casts. For a long time, plaster casts were considered the standard for immobilizing injured areas of the body. Just think of Eric Cantona. During a match against Arsenal, he wasn't wearing a cotton bandage, but an actual plaster cast. These casts were used to keep bones or joints stable, especially in cases of fractures or serious sprains. However, despite their medical usefulness, plaster casts posed a serious threat on the football field. During physical contact or a fall, the hard plaster could easily injure an opponent. In some cases, the cast could even harm the player wearing it, especially if they landed on the injured area again during a collision. FIFA began gradually restricting the use of plaster casts in the late 20th century. Today, they are completely banned in professional football. Instead, players are allowed to use soft support alternatives like sports tape, elastic bandages, or modern protective padding, all of which provide the necessary stability without posing a danger to other players. We've seen this approach with Karim Benzema, who wore a special wrap to stabilize his finger during matches. The ban on pacemakers in Italy. Let's talk about one of the strictest and most controversial rules in world football. In Italy, if a player has a pacemaker or an implantable defibrillator, they're automatically banned from professional matches. Full stop. The reason? The Italian Football Federation believes that any heart-regulating device can be dangerous under the stress of high-level football, especially with the risk of collisions or hard falls on the pitch. They argue it's just not worth the risk. Even if the player feels fine, the device could get damaged, and that could turn deadly instantly. Meanwhile, in other countries, things are different. In Germany, Spain, and England, players with such devices can still play, as long as they pass regular medical tests and get doctor's approval. Just look at Christian Eriksen. After his cardiac arrest at Euro 2020, he was fitted with an implantable defibrillator. That ended his time with Inter Milan because of the Italian ban. But his career didn't stop there. Today, he's playing for Manchester United in the Premier League, looking sharp, scoring goals, and even ironically, promoting energy drinks. While Italy sticks to its strict ban, other countries are giving players like Eriksen a second chance. Under close medical supervision, of course. Who's right? That's up for debate. But one thing's clear. When it comes to safety versus a player's right to keep playing, the lines are blurry, and the answers aren't always simple. If you found this video interesting and want to learn more about how the game has changed over the years, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and ring the bell for notifications. You won't want to miss any of our deep dives into the world of football. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.